Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to you, arguments pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. Back at you with another quick lesson. And something that was on my mind, right? Basically dealing with this wisdom, all right? And how possessing this wisdom is a trial, man. All right? Possessing this wisdom is a trial. Because you got a saying that ignorance is bliss. Right? Ignorance is bliss. And when you're in this truth, when you're in this knowledge, all right, which is the greatest knowledge and wisdom in the universe, you understand the agenda of the world, the direction it's going into. But at the same time, it makes you fall out of love with this world, man, which is a good thing. But you don't enjoy certain things anymore, man. All right? You don't enjoy certain things anymore. And that's why I say possessing this wisdom is a trial, and it becomes difficult for certain individuals to endure in this knowledge, because when you know what we know, you don't look at things the same, man. All right? You know, everybody used the analogy from the Matrix, the blue pill and the red pill, but once you open up your eyes to what is really what, right? The simpleness of this world becomes like the Solomon said, man. It becomes a vexation. Everything becomes a folly, you know? Everything becomes a vexation. Everything becomes a folly. And it's hard for people to hold that position for a long time. That's why I say it's a trial, man. All right? It's a trial. People want to be comfortable. People want to fit in. People don't want to feel like they're on the outside looking in, right? And this is really to younger people that's coming in, this younger Israelite woman, younger Israelite man, being so-called the black sheep of the family, right? Or not being able to relate to old former people you once knew, man. Because guess what? You're not the same person, right? Because what? You know this wisdom. And like I said, it's a trial. It changes you. And you don't look at things the same. All right? But let me get a couple scriptures. And that'll be it. The first scripture I'm going to get is in the book of Ecclesiastes 1:18. It says, "For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." Right? And that's that's one of my favorite scriptures right there, man. One that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Because having this understanding, and you look at the way things are, man, you can't help but be sorrowful. You can't help but sigh and cry. All right? For really understanding what's going on and where things are supposed to be. You see? Let me jump up in this same chapter. Ecclesiastes 1:14. "I've seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit." Right? Because you got people trying to will this, trying to do that, trying to do this over here, create this, become that, look like this. But at the end of the day, the prophecies of Yahweh Shai are going to be done. His will, his outcomes are going to take place. You see? So we see everything as what? Vanity, vexation. You know, you remember being a kid and not knowing anything and being ignorant, and your parents tell you to celebrate these wicked holidays. You would get excited for these holidays. You wouldn't want to know the understanding of them, the meaning of them. But guess what? When you got older and you've seen what Thanksgiving was really about, what Christmas is really about, you didn't look at it the same way. All right? And that's just an analogy to come into this wisdom and come into this truth. You become detached from the world, which is a good thing, but it's also a trial. All right? It's also a trial, because that's hard for individuals, a lot of individuals, to continue in that. Right? I've seen many many, and the apostles and elders over me have seen much more come and go. All right? The wisdom never changed. The prophecies never change, but the individuals came and went like a revolving door. You see that? This is verse 17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that it also vexation of spirit. Right. Because like I said, when you have this wisdom, man, uh, you analyze everything through a spiritual lens, a spiritual eye. And the brother Shafia, which made a beautiful video, this was some time ago, about the effect of the one guy that betrayed them in the Matrix. I forgot his name. It just slipped my name. But he wanted to go back into the Matrix, and he didn't want to remember anything, right? He didn't want to remember anything. And you have that for a lot of individuals that are in this truth. They want to forget. They change the doctrine. This thing has to be wrong because they want to feel like their former selves. Let's keep going. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus 4:16. This is dealing with the wisdom. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline. Right? And that never stops, man. That's an ongoing process. But the longer you get into this thing, your mind becomes more eased, and you build a foundation, and you realize there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to run. There's nowhere else to hide. All right. This is the greatest wisdom and knowledge to know this. All right. To understand this is nothing like it. You see? Let me read it again. For at first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return straightway unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. Right. We're prisoners of hope, prisoners of faith, because we see right now where this thing is going. And since I've been in this thing, since the so-called C19 pandemic, more prophecies than ever is popping off. More things are being fulfilled than ever in this truth, man. We're close to this thing. Esau Edom is making his move. The crackdown is coming. He's coming down with great wrath because he knows he has a short time. All these prophecies are happening, man. This is it. This is definitely it. All right. More chariot sightings than ever. Okay. So, like I said, this wisdom is a trial to a lot of people. But if you stuck in it this long, man, and continue to stay with it, because it's going to get harder. You're going to become more and more on the outskirts, right, on the fringe, as these prophecies take place, and the direction of this world goes in a distinct direction. And if you're really with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, get ready to be persecuted. Plain and simple. I don't want to get all this. I want to cut this shorter. Let's go to the book of John 15:19. It says, if you are of the world will love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you, man. All right. So these beloved, Christian pork chop pastors and Christians. Salakia, let me answer this as a brother. Salakia for that. It was actually just a brother had just hit me up in the middle of the lesson. But to jump back in it about this wisdom being a trial, it most definitely is. And I even talked to the brother that hit me up about it, man. And he basically validated what I was thinking about the ongoing process of this, man. All right? It gets easier as you build a foundation. But sometimes the obstacles get bigger, and the test of your faith becomes even bigger. All right, it becomes even bigger. But as the prophecies are winding down and we getting closer and closer, uh, you know, we must remember that we still possess the greatest knowledge, all right, and we still have the most mercy that anybody could ever ask for, man. And you gotta really be grateful for that, man, because this thing is a beautiful gift. You see. The last scripture I want to touch on is in the book of 1 John 2:16. For that all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. Right? And a lot of people, they come into this knowledge, right? Even if it's for a season, they can't let it go, man. They can't let who they used to be in the world go. They can't, let or accept being humbled to a lower state, right? So that's why they ultimately end up falling out, because they can't hold this knowledge. They can't hold, this truth, man. They can't do it, man. It's like a leaky jug of water, man. It's a couple holes. It leak, and slowly it all runs out, and you got nothing left. All right. But that's the point. I don't want to ramble on. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. Shalom next time.